Thanks for tuning in to ARIRANG News. I'm Devin Whiting in Seoul. The allegations against the president's longtime aide, Choi Soon-sil, continue to expand. She's suspected of corruption in the establishment and running of two foundations. Seoul's prosecutors will create a special division dedicated to investigating the case. Lee Ji-won starts us off.
The Supreme Prosecutor's Office has launched a special investigative bureau to dig deeper into the corruption scandal surrounding President Park Geun-hye's longtime confidant, Choi Soon-sil. This is the third time prosecutors have expanded the investigation after it was launched earlier this month. The new bureau will join forces with the existing investigative team, which was formed to look into Choi's involvement with two foundations, the K-Sports and Mir Foundation, that she was said to have set up and managed. Choi is also suspected of using her ties to the president to corral donations from major Korean corporations, and there are allegations she directed some of that money to herself. The new bureau will now oversee that investigation and also look into the growing allegations against Choi, who holds no official government position. Choi was recently found to have gained access to classified presidential office documents with permission from President Park, though the extent of her influence over the president is not known.
We will do all our best, regardless of when the independent counsel's team starts its work, and we will employ different investigative methods depending on the circumstances.
As to the question of whether President Park will be investigated, he said the president is not subject to criminal prosecution by law, but he added that the presidential office could be subject to search depending on the situation. Lee Ji-won, ARIRANG News.
Now, staying with the Choi Soon-sil scandal, the deputy floor leaders of the three main political parties held negotiations Thursday afternoon at the National Assembly on exactly how to go about launching an investigation by an independent counsel into the case, but they failed to agree on the matter. Although the parties had previously agreed on the necessity of a fair and impartial investigation, they each have different ideas about how to do it, and they haven't been able to narrow their differences. The ruling Saenuri Party hopes to use an existing special prosecution system in which an independent counsel is appointed by the president, while the main opposition Democratic Party of Korea wants an independent counsel investigation that's governed by the passage of a special law. The minor opposition People's Party says it's not against the special prosecution, but it says now's not the time. It wants the president to come forward and explain the situation to the public. The vice foreign ministers of South Korea, the United States, and Japan have agreed to increase the pressure on North Korea. South Korean Vice Foreign Minister Im Sung-nam and his U.S. and Japanese counterparts, Tony Blinken and Shinsuke Sugiyama, met in Tokyo on Thursday to discuss Pyongyang's nuclear and missile threats and other issues of mutual interest. They also discussed additional sanctions on Pyongyang, given the heightened tensions in the region since the regime conducted its fifth nuclear test in September. According to Seoul's foreign ministry, the three agreed that North Korea's threats are the most urgent challenge the three countries currently share. The talks are the fifth of their kind since the first gathering held in Washington in April 2015. Now turning to business news, third quarter earnings for Samsung Electronics and LG show serious weakness in their mobile divisions. The Galaxy Note 7 fiasco made a big dent in Samsung's profits, and LG was hurt by the disappointing performance of its G5 smartphone. Hwang Ho-jun has the breakdown.
Samsung Electronics has released its third quarter earnings, and the numbers don't look pretty. In its regulatory filing, the world's number one smartphone maker said operating profit stood at 5.2 trillion won, or nearly $4.6 billion for the July to September period. Now that's down 29.7% from a year ago, and the lowest since the fourth quarter of 2014. Killing off the ill-fated Galaxy Note 7 caused serious damage to Samsung's mobile division, the main driver of the company's sales and profits. The division posted a sales decrease of 15.3%, and while it saw a more than $2 billion profit at this time last year, this year's figure is a relatively paltry $88 million. Despite the damage done by the Note 7 debacle, Samsung Electronics' earnings could have been much worse if it hadn't been for the improved operating profit from the consumer electronics, display, and chip divisions. Experts assume the low number will continue at least for a while.
The Note 7 crisis will likely have an impact on earnings at least until the first quarter of next year. A new product will likely be released then, and the performance of the chip, display, and TV divisions is quite steady. So unless the brand value gets irrevocably tarnished, we can cautiously assume the situation will improve, especially because the numbers were exceptionally low this quarter.
LG Electronics has also released its third quarter earnings. The company recorded an operating profit of $247.8 million. While its home entertainment and appliance divisions did fairly well, the numbers for its mobile division were on the opposite spectrum.
We assume the G5's disappointing performance had a negative effect, leading to the large deficit in the mobile division. LG Electronics will probably downsize its target markets and concentrate on the profitable ones.
With both companies posting disappointing lows in their Q3 earnings, Samsung and LG will likely bolster efforts to turn around sales in the coming months, especially in time for the upcoming holiday shopping season. Hwang Woo-jun, ARIRANG News.
In other news, Korea has been chosen to represent the Asia-Pacific region on UNESCO's World Heritage Committee. The decision was made during a committee meeting in Paris on Tuesday to give Korea one of 5 vice-chair positions, along with Portugal, Peru, Kuwait, and Angola, with the main role of chair going to Poland. The committee is in charge of reviewing candidates for the UNESCO Cultural Heritage List and deciding which sites are included. That's potentially good news for Korea, with UNESCO set to consider Seoul's ancient city wall next year for inclusion on the list. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. More to come on News Center in 2 hours' time. Bye for now.